Good morning, everyone. We are live in the studio here in Chicago, the ultimate mother and daughter duo, Elegant
Hello.
Behavior. Let's talk woman to woman, and it is raining here in Chicago.
Yes, it is. Good morning. I pray everyone had a awesome week.
Yes,
Awesome,
yes,
awesome week. Like my mom said, it is raining,
it is
and it's one of
raining.
those days you just want to just stay in the house.
Yeah,
But we are here, and I am glad we are here. We're up. We got stuff to do today, so
yeah, we got a good day planned.
absolutely. Thank you for everyone tuning in, whether you're on Facebook, Periscope, Instagram. Thank you for tuning in to Let's Talk Woman to Woman. If it's your first time watching, we are here live almost every Saturday, if unless we have anything to do, but typically every single Saturday from 11 to 12 Central Standard Time, right here in Chicago, and again on intellectualradio.com.
That's right.
Next week, we have an awesome guest, Randy Schnack.
Mm-hmm.
He is the president and the CEO of Schnack Financial Group. What he does, he focuses on retirement planning and also financial services within offices of Chicago, and
In
he
Atlanta.
in Atlanta.
Yes.
He has an awesome staff of people behind him. If you're an entrepreneur, or just if you need just pretty much any service. They have an
Mm-hmm.
attorney, they have people in marketing,
Accounting.
insurance.
Yes.
He has an awesome staff
Yes.
of different people who can offer various services to you. So he will be on our show next week and
Mm-hmm.
just kind of talking about what he does and why it's so important of what he does. So
Yes.
we're really excited about
Yes,
that.
we are. What else you have? You have church announcements. You always have church
Well,
announcements.
no, it's just telling people what's going on with us because we got a lot going on. Be on the lookout. Just Me Magazine. If you are a regular watching intellectual radio, or you heard of CGF, which is Chicago Girlfriends. One of the hosts on there is Alice Boswell. Well, she
Mhm,
has a magazine, Just Me Magazine,
mhm.
that we write for. So her November issue comes out November 7th, which is this week coming up. Be on the lookout. Please make sure you go read our articles. My my article that I wrote myself is 3 looks that will inspire your new boost family for the holiday.
Mm.
So if this is your first time meeting the family, for the holidays, and you kind of want some tips on what you should, dress like or come as, whether it's for Thanksgiving or New Year's Eve or Christmas, check out the article. And then my
My
mom.
my article is entitled Unapologetically Adrian. And so for this month, I wrote an article on, is it a compliment or is it sexual harassment?
Mm.
Um, I'm not going to go all into it.
Yeah, they got to read the article.
You got to read the article, but I chimed in because I think at some point, as women, we all have experienced some level of sexual harassment, myself included, and so I go into that in my article.
So check our articles out. Check Just Me Magazine now. It's an awesome magazine. Alice Boswell is awesome as well. So yes, November 7th the issue comes out. It is an online issue, and the subscription is only $1.99.
Yes,
It's only a dollar ninety
it's a
nine.
digital magazine, and once you go to our article in particular, you can also click. There's going to be a link there that you can click that will take you to our individual pages and our pages together, Elegant Behavior, and your brand and my brand.
Yes, absolutely. I have a couple of things to talk about, but one thing I really want to say is that we're very excited. November 25th, we are going to be a part of the Small Business Saturday
Mhm.
Day Party. You've heard us talk about Standout Style Boutique. Tamika Price, she is the owner of Standout Style,
Mhm.
and she is throwing a day party for small businesses. And what it is what I really like about this. This is an all female owned event. So every business that will be featured, which are the following: Nicole Jordan Catering, a Chic Shirt Shop. I like that, Chic
I do
Shirt
too.
Shop.
That's cute.
That is cute. Love Verse by Tierra Monique Verse. And then your favorite mother-daughter duo, Zuri Body Essentials by Elegant Behavior. We will all be there as vendors at the Standout Style Boutique, which is 3353 South Morgan Street. Go on to Eventbrite to get your tickets and come out and support the women within our communities. And I'm just excited. This is her third annual. and this is going to be really nice. So
Yeah, and you know what? It is truly an honor to work with her. She is an amazing young lady, and
yes.
I'm telling you, she has really nice things in her shop. So not only come and support this particular event, but please, please, please stop by and check
Support
out the
her.
things that she has, because she has some really, really nice pieces. So I'm looking forward to that.
Absolutely. And last but not least, we met a really nice woman. Her name is Hanae, and she informed us about this Neighborhood Opportunity Fund. Any business owner, if you're a business owner in the city of Chicago, whether it's South or West Side, and you need funding for your business, go to the website, neighborhoodopportunityfund.com, and you can go there and apply for grants. To be considered for the Neighborhood Opportunity Fund, you have to go and complete the application, and the deadline is December 22nd of this year. And what it is new grants. They are to strengthen our commercial corridors on the Chicago South, West Side, and West Side, Southwest Side, and Southwest Side. So yeah. Like I said, go to neighborhoodopportunityfund.com if you are looking for funding for your business. So I thought that was very awesome for her to share with us, and we wanted to share it with you guys.
Absolutely.
So if you're here in
That's
Chicago,
what
please
we
go to
are
that.
all about.
Absolutely.
Well, you know, I always have to say something about number 45. So, number 45.
Every week you have something to say about him.
He allegedly agreed to pick up 90% of the cost to help and to rebuild Puerto Rico. I'm just going to leave that right there. We'll just see. Okay, so of course, as everyone knows, Puerto Rico is in dire need of resources, and I think they're still greatly out of electricity and food, and it's the island is devastated. So according to the reports, Mr. 45 is expanding the use of the disaster aid to help out Puerto Rico, and according to the senior White House officials, he's agreed to put funds toward rebuilding the island's power grid and other things that were damaged by the hurricane. Under the plan, the federal government would pick up 90% of the cost, up from the typical level of 75%. So basically what they're saying is, oh, he's going above and beyond. Usually everyone does 75%, but 45 is going to do 90. Well,
that's if he does it, okay? Because he's made several promises, as we all know, and that's if he does it.
Right.
So if he does it, good for him, because it's a lot of things that you should have done up until now, but that's neither here or there. If you do it, good for him and good for those people in Puerto Rico, because they definitely need it. You have the money to do it, so absolutely. On a better note, I wanted to talk about this past week, Halloween. The cutest outfits with these little kids. Very creative. People come up with new ideas every single year. I want to say the most popular costume was the T-Rex costume.
Yes, that was cute.
I don't know if anyone saw on Facebook this video that went viral. It was this family. They were all dressed up in this T-Rex costume. So it was a family of T-Rexes. And they came and they were sitting at the bus stop waiting on this little girl to get off the bus stop. First of all, I would have been so embarrassed. Like, oh my God. Like, the entire family had on the T-Rex outfit. The dad, mom, everybody. It was hilarious. And the little girl, you could tell it took her a minute to get off the bus, because they were just sitting there waiting. And then the bus driver just drove off. He didn't even make sure that she was safe, and she goes running. But I thought it was funny. The rapper Rick Ross, he owns a lot of franchises of the of Wingstop. So he just had a baby earlier this year, and his baby was the flat wing. It was a lemon pepper wing. That was the costume, and it had a side of ranch sauce on the side.
That's cute.
It was so cute, and it was just like, really? But it was creative. It was cute. People are not just dressing up as pumpkins and bumblebees anymore. They have really taken this Halloween theme to the next level, and I thought, you know what? I just think it's so cute. What I don't like is when people dress their kids in like little devils or like the little.
And I think people are kind of getting away from that, and they're becoming a little bit more creative. Do you remember when you were Simba?
I was Nala, first of all. Nala is the woman.
Oh.
It's the girl. Thank you.
Well, I was confused. I didn't know if you was a little girl or boy yet.
You didn't know.
I'm just kidding.
Anyways, yes, I was Nala for several years. You know, my mom, she didn't. No. I was gonna say for several years I was an angel. You had me as an angel. The same costume, the same halo, and the wings for like 5 years straight. It was just
money was tight. I did the best I could.
So we were, my cousin and I were talking, and we were saying how with Halloween, you know, you never really just took me trick or treating, but now a lot of people are moving away from trick or treating, and they're going to like the malls or parties. And one thing that I saw that people are doing now, they're doing like trunk or treat, where there's like this big parking lot, everybody pulls up and they open up their trunks, and the little kids go trick or treating, you know, from people's cars.
Well, you know what? Now, first of all, let's say this. Let's stop and pause and acknowledge the foresight and the wisdom that your mother had at that time.
You always have to pat yourself on the back.
Please stop. You won't do it.
Stop.
But the reason I didn't is because I was a single parent, and I did not think it was safe for you and I to be out together, because you certainly were of no use to defend.
Why would I be defending you? I'm the child. Why would I be defending you?
So I had to, you know, I made the best decision, and I took you to parties, and I dressed you as the cutest little Simba. Okay.
Would you stop saying Simba?
Well,
if you're gonna get the character, if you're gonna call out the character, it's Nala. Okay?
Well, I told everybody you were Simba.
Well, they don't. You need to go back and tell them that I was Nala. You got there cross-dressing me and everything else.
You were cross-dressing as a toddler. No. So at any rate, but you know, I think because of the times that we're living in, I think you just have to make other choices and come up with creative things where you're not completely taking it away from the children, but the children can still have, because it's all about the kids.
It's all about the kids.
So adorable.
And it's all about having fun. And you know, I went to the mall. I went to 2 malls. I was about through after that. But
trick or treat?
No, I was a tag along.
Oh,
that's what I was. I was a tag along. And so we went, and the kids, you know, my little cousins, they went and they went to Forest City Mall, and they went to Chicago Ridge Mall, and a lot of kids came out. They were dressed up. Some parents were dressed up with their kids. I just think it's so cute. Everyone's safe, and you don't have to, you know, worry about, you know, anybody trying to rob or just, you know, going up to random people's homes. You know, unless you have like a really tight knit community, then because you're inside, the kids, they can dress up in their costumes. They don't have to be walking around with coats on.
You
know, but so
you just never know what Chicago's going to be like.
Exactly. And so you know, I thought it was very nice, and you had some places where giving away free ice cream and all kind of stuff. So
that's good.
You know, as long as you make it fun for the kids, I do not mind Halloween at all. I'm just not into the dressing up as devils or witches and stuff like that. I don't like that. But other than that, all the other
you were telling me about this costume. You saw the father was Ketchup.
Yes, so it was a family. So I saw the mother and son first, and the mother was Mustard and the son was a hot dog. I said, oh, that's so cute. And so then I saw the dad and the daughter. So the daughter was French fries, and then the dad was Ketchup. So I thought it was adorable. People are being creative now. I saw a family of the Incredibles dressed up. I saw a family of Buzz Lightyears. Even the mama was Buzz Lightyear.
Oh, that's cute.
I mean, it was just cute. It was just really cute. So I love Halloween for that, just for that very reason. People can dress up, have fun, and we can laugh at the little cute outfit.
Yeah. So if you may know, I don't know, but I do definitely want to mention this, that open enrollment for the Affordable Care Act, which is, you know, everyone is calling it the Obamacare, has officially begun for 2018. This means if you currently do not have insurance through your employer, your partner, or family, you have between November 1st and December 15th to sign up for coverage.
That's not a big time. That's not a long time.
Well, it's a conspiracy, you know, and they're not really making it public. So that's why we're going to use our platform, and we're going to continue to mention this until December 15th. Please, please, please sign up for this, because if you do not, they're not making it public. It's, you know, they did everything they could to sabotage it and stop it. But, and the misconception was that it had been repealed, but it has not. So it is definitely something, if you do not have insurance, please look into this, because you just never know when you're going to need it. So you do have November 1st through December 15th to sign up for coverage. And we will continue to mention this.
Wow.
Mhm.
I just want to say, that my condolences go out to those 8 people who were killed
Yeah.
this past week from that guy who drove this rented Home Depot truck into a crowd of cyclists in New York. And it's horrible. On Thursday, a lot of the fellow cyclists, they all came out to kind of march and just pay homage to the people who lost their lives.
Mhm.
Some of them were even pushing bikes and, in remembrance of the different people who lost their lives. And, it's just horrible. Last night we were watching ABC
Oh my
with
goodness.
Diane Sawyer, and we were kind of laughing not at the situation, but
Right.
we were just saying anything with Diane Sawyer, you just know it's gonna be a good, a good show. But they were talking about the whole ISIS situation and how in every single state you have kids and young people even in their 20s who are being recruited as as ISIS members. And at one while I thought it was just people of like who were Muslim or this, that, and the other, but it's white people, black people, people who live in the urban cities and urban communities, people who live in rural country communities, people, all kinds of people.
Mhm.
And they were just saying how how they try to trick the kids and
Mhm.
and they try to show them that ISIS is a way to, or is a place to belong and to be a part of something, and how they give back to the community, and they always showing kids smiling, and so they're very misleading. And so it was just terrifying that even a woman in Chicago, she caught her son being kind of seduced
Mhm.
with the whole ISIS
Mhm.
situation. And
Mhm.
another guy, he called his son, he was being a part of ISIS, and he just recently killed someone else, and he were buying different gun parts, having them sent to the house, and he reported his
And that
son to the
right, and
FBI.
that's how the father was able to he became aware of the situation, because the young man received some sort of scope or something in the mail, and the father was a retired Marine, and so he recognized and he contacted the FBI, and it looks like to me that they prey on younger children that are depressed or feel isolated. This one
That's
young man,
it.
he had some sort of medical condition and he felt alone and didn't have any friends. And he's on, social media, and they just pounced on that. So it appears that somebody is surfing the net looking for keywords. And I think that's what Diane Sawyer had said, that it looks like that they look for keywords, and then they just pounce on that, and they set the scene that you come and be with us, and you're going to have friends, and you're going to be happy, and all of this, and that is so not the
And
case.
they have people who are monitoring 24/7. So
Yeah.
if you send out a message, you have someone who responds like almost instantly.
Right.
And so, you have to watch your children. And I mean, I'm talking about the people who are like their teens, because they had one girl who was young as 13 who snuck her way to the airport and almost made it, over to the Middle Eastern
Let's
country.
just stop. Let me just ask, how in the world, I'm just asking, how is it possible that this young lady, where did she get the money from to purchase this ticket?
No, there was an ISIS travel agent, and they were meeting her at the airport. Wow. And they were going to fly her out there. Well, she had a passport, but yeah, so they were going to buy her ticket and everything.
Wow.
But along with other things, that you have people who are in the United States who were, sexual predators and everything else like that. Parents, they have to just really be mindful and just just pay attention to what their kids are doing. They were saying one of the signs of just they're constantly isolated and always on the computer for hours and hours at a time, that's a red flag. Just kind of monitor what they're doing. And I told my mom, when I was on the computer for hours back in high school, that was like when we were on MySpace, and we were spending time on how to decorate your page and design your page, but we weren't thinking about trying to kill off people in our own country.
But even then, I would come in. Okay, so who are you talking to?
Exactly.
You have to be proactive.
Exactly.
You have to be proactive in your kids. I could care less about you saying, well, Mama, you always in my business. You're right. That's what I do. Absolutely. I'm in your business. This is the age I need to be in your business.
Absolutely.
And we need to go back to being parents and
So,
do what we need to.
Chicago is not exempt.
Mm-mm.
Nowhere in the United States is exempt. They are coming after our kids and they're coming after our people of our community. So just keep close watch. And if you feel like someone's kind of being isolated or isolating themselves and or just acting just weird, just, just check on them. That's all I can say.
So I am so excited to announce that Amazon has a new service.
She's speaking very
No, really,
she's not for real. She's being very sarcastic
Am I?
with this.
no, really, I'm very excited. I can't wait to go out and get this. So recently, Amazon has announced a new service that is called the Amazon Key. And how this works, it's an electronic. You purchase it if you are an Amazon Prime member. You can purchase this key home kit for $250. Inside the kit will be an Amazon new cloud camera and a compatible smart lock. The service will allow members to cancel their delivery or request the package to be left outside if they don't like what's going on. But how it works is that the delivery person will come to your home. They will have access to go in, set your package right inside the comfort of your home, and then all of this is being recorded as soon as they set foot in your home, and then they will leave.
See, first of all, there is no way possible that I barely like the UPS person to knock on the door. I mean, because I don't like that, but there is no way I'm gonna let a complete stranger, an Amazon employee,
or anybody else
to come into my home and just drop it. No, not at all.
I just think this is a recipe
No.
for disaster.
No.
I don't think this is a good thing. I just don't. But like you and I, we were talking, somebody somewhere will say, oh, wow, this is a wonderful idea. We need to do this.
How convenient. No, I won't. I will never do that.
No,
I don't think. First of all, I'm not going to pay $250, and y'all, and I don't know for sure if you are going to do your job correctly or not. There's no way. No,
You're not coming to my home, Amazon. Sorry.
Not at all.
Mm-mm.
Well, what I wanted to, I was very happy about this. I was upset that no one ever came to my school that was this significant. But Prince Harry and Miss Michelle Obama, former First Lady, they surprised kids at the Hyde Park High School. They came and they spoke to them on this past Tuesday. Prince Harry, he took part in the inaugural summit of the Obama Foundation, which is really across the street from the high school. And they spent about over an hour talking to about 20 kids at the Hyde Park Academy, just kind of talking about the whole Obama Presidential Center and, just kind of giving them wisdom and just talking to them. I'm like, I wish I was in high school. People like, that I actually looked up to was coming to my high school. But I mean, I thought it was awesome. What they said was the warm and wide-ranging conversation lasting over an hour covered how the Obama Presidential Center will be showcased on the south side of Chicago for a global audience, the importance of young people staying inspired and hopeful, and the transformative power of students using their voices to change the world. And Caroline Morales, who's the former First Lady's communication director, that's what she said. So I thought it was just awesome, and people look up to Michelle Obama, and to see her come and talk to you at your high school, like,
I was looking at the news and this one young lady said, we just thought it was an average day and our principal is there talking to us, and then all of a sudden she walks in
and the kids
they will never forget
like,
they will never forget.
Oh my God. And then you have Prince Harry come.
Right,
it's just
right.
It's like a double. Like, oh my God. So shout out to those kids at the Hyde Park
really
Academy.
Like him.
And yes, I do. And
Mhm.
him and the Obamas have been, friends for a few years now. So they have a really good relationship.
His mother would be very proud. His mother would be very
He's
proud.
a nice looking guy.
Yeah.
He's
him and the both of them are nice looking.
Yes.
Very nice looking. They look just like their mother.
Mm-hmm.
Very
nice looking.
Yeah. So listen, we have to talk about this young lady from the University of Hartford, the freshman who was harassed and poisoned by her roommate.
See,
Well, so if you don't know about this story, this young lady, her her name is Jazzy. She's a black young lady, and she was a freshman at Hartford University, and she was roommates with this other young lady. Uh, who happened to be Caucasian. And the young lady that, for whatever reason, she just did not like Jazzy. So she began to just do disgusting things,
Horrific.
the most disgusting things to this young lady. Uh,
Like she took a used tampon and like wiped it all over her purse or like book bag or something like that. Like she did a lot of horrific, disgusting things. And I don't care how much you dislike someone, you have to be really nasty to do something like that. That is just disgusting. I don't care what they did to you. That is nasty.
well, she
And
said
she didn't do anything to the
no,
girl.
no. She said that she thought that the girl had been rude to her, and I mean, she took her toothbrush and put it in places that it should not have been, and
On her body.
on her body. And so what I find disturbing, outside of obviously what she did because it was disgusting, but what I find disturbing is that this young lady, she was not charged with a hate crime. One, and the other thing I find disturbing is at her age, where does that hatred, where does that rage come from towards someone else that doesn't look like you?
Her parents. That's a no-brainer. Her parents, and it all starts from home, and it all starts from the foundation. And it's disturbing that it's so many people, millennials, who have so much hate against each other because of race. And it's like none of us really experience. I mean, none of us really experienced what a lot of our ancestors or elders had to experience. So there's really no reason for us to feel any kind of way like that. And I mean, ideally, we should never have any type of thought of hatred towards another race. We have no reason to. It's just not saying that people before had a reason to, but I'm saying because we've never lived in those times, it doesn't make sense for us to feel that way. So of course it came from her parents, and that's just it's horrible. And something like that would make you really want to hurt somebody, like really hurt somebody where they can't come back no more. Not wishing that on anyone, but I'm just saying something like that would really make you want to hurt somebody. And I cannot imagine if that was my daughter and she's having to deal with that. And thank God when I was in college, I've never lived with someone that I just did not know, because I wouldn't know how to handle that. And the person I lived with, after a while, that kind of got on my nerves from time to time. So I couldn't imagine me living with a complete stranger. And most times, not all, but most times, most African Americans and most Caucasian people, they go to high school with people like them, unless they live in a very diverse, neighborhood or community. So when you go to college, it's almost like a culture shock. It was to me, because when I went to high school, it was majority African Americans. We only had maybe like one or two white people. So, just to be where we're the minorities now, and at a school setting, it was extremely different. But you living in the same room with someone like that, I just couldn't imagine that at all. You got to sleep with one eye open, or
it
lock
really
your stuff.
angers
That's too
me.
much.
It angers me when people feel that they have a right to be somewhere and you do not, because of the color of your skin.
Mm-hmm.
Or because you are a woman,
Mm-hmm.
or because you are gay. It really irks me that people feel that way,
Mm-hmm.
and I know that they do, and it's been in place ever since I've been born, but it's just wrong that you feel that you have the right to.
No, it's very wrong.
That's wrong. And so of course the university, they kicked her out and all of that, but she was not charged with a hate crime, and that is very disturbing, because I don't know what else that could be but hate.
Exactly.
So
You don't do that to
no,
anyone.
you do not.
No one
No.
deserves
But
something
her
like
face
that.
is all over the internet now, so
So
we'll
I
just
mean,
see how
she's
that works out
now
for her.
she embarrassed because you got people like us talking about her.
Yeah,
So
you're right.
good. I'm glad people are talking about her in a negative way.
Right.
Speaking of college, on a much more positive note than that, because that just really that really makes me mad.
Yeah.
But the producer Swiss Beats, if you don't know who he is, he's married to Alicia Keys, which that's a whole nother situation. But anyways, because I feel a certain way about Alicia Keys after that. But anyways,
Well, I mean, took two.
yeah, that is true.
Mhm.
Swiss Beats, he is 3 weeks away from graduating from Harvard.
Now, I think that's amazing.
That is amazing. Now, he has completed all 4 years. And what I think is amazing is that, you already created a career for yourself. Most people, they will go to college to have a career. And you've already established a career for yourself. You're very well off. You've accomplished many different things. You are in a position where you can provide for your family where they wouldn't want or need for anything, and yet you still take the time to go back and get your education.
Well, I think
and
he's
at an Ivy
setting.
League school at that.
Yeah, I think he's setting, a goal for others to reach, because everyone is not going to be this famous rapper. And so
Mhm.
basically, the message that I got from that is that, education is important. Although, we all know that college may not be for everyone, but
Mhm.
there's so many different levels of education.
Exactly.
You can go to a trade school or, whatever.
anything.
Yeah.
So what he said, school time taking off, it's been a blessing. Coming from the Bronx, going to Harvard, a lot of people saying, why would you go to school? It's never too late to get your education, further your education. Knowledge is power. It don't even, now this is what he said, it don't even have to be an Ivy League school, just as long as you're doing your thing, do your thing. And like he said, I mean, it doesn't matter where you go, just do what you got to do to be successful, be the best thing you can be. It's not too late to go back
No.
to college. You have other celebrities like Tyra Banks. She also graduated from Harvard Business School back in 2012. It's been a lot of different celebrities. Lil Wayne, he went back to school and
What?
got his degree.
Really?
Yes, it's a lot of celebrities.
Okay, that's good.
I had a conversation with someone, and they sell this lifestyle, like this thug life, killing, robbing, getting high, getting drunk, having sex with women, fast cars, fast money. But in reality, most of those rappers don't even drink or do drugs. Most, not all, but most. And not to mention, they don't live that lifestyle in behind closed doors. That's what they sell to make record deals. But a lot of them are very smart.
Okay.
A lot of these rappers and singers, they went to music school and theater and all kind of stuff coming up. So, they sell that because that's what sells and that's what is appealing, unfortunately. But a lot of people have gone back and gotten their education, and it is not too late. School is not for everyone, but knowledge is definitely power, and it is not too late to do whatever you have to do.
Well, and and we talk about that all the time, how no matter what it is, as long as you have air in your lungs, you can get up and do whatever you want to do. Anything. You can be anything.
But it's just like that 85-year-old woman, she went back to school.
She sure did.
I can't remember what school she went to. I think it was like Howard or something like that.
She was determined she was going to get her degree.
Exactly.
And I love to see that. I love to see that when people just decide that they're going to go after whatever they desire. I absolutely love that.
I mean, because people can, in regards to like Swiss Beats, you could take away his money, you could take away his fame, you could take away his cars, houses, and everything. But if he has that education, that's something that you cannot take away from him.
That's
good. And I think that is just awesome.
Right. Yeah, no, I think that's good too.
So congratulations to you, Swiss Beats, for going back and getting your education. And I pray that you have become an inspiration in that realm, to other people.
That's right. Someone's watching.
Absolutely.
So you have some information. We were talking about this teacher.
Oh yes.
My God.
So speaking of school, we've been talking about school a lot lately today. So a Pittsburgh teacher, she was dragged from her car, seriously beaten by a student's parents because the teacher was doing her job. That's really what happened. The violent incident started as the teacher, who's age 46, was leaving her school, Martin Luther King Accelerated Learning Academy, was pre-K through 8th. So these are young kids. The teacher was on her way home when the attack occurred, according to CBS Pittsburgh. Earlier on, now this happened 2 weeks ago. So the teacher, whose name was not released, she took a cell phone from a student in her class. Now, anyone who has had kids, or if you were in school, that cell phones are not allowed in class. It's just a rule. Now, not saying that I never, of course, I text in school. Sometimes you text my mama in school, but
Don't be saying that. I
it's
never
the truth.
responded.
Okay, now we like to tell the truth here on Let's Talk Woman to Woman. Now, then that just stop.
Oh.
But I'm just saying, everybody knows that it is not. That's just against the rules. You're not supposed to have your phone
Right.
out in class. So the kid was using the phone while they were in class. The teacher took it away. The student went, told their parents what happened, and as the teacher was going home, the parents, who were not identified, followed the teacher in a black SUV. When she got near the West End Bridge, near an intersection there in Pittsburgh, the couple got out the SUV and approached her.
Ooh.
The teacher rolled down her window as the woman threw a brick at her face. Both the parents then pulled the teacher from the vehicle and began to beat her. The teacher was taken by an ambulance to a nearby hospital where she was treated for facial injuries and lost teeth, and she is now in stable condition.
Okay, now
and it's not known that if the parents were ever in custody or not.
Well, let me just say this. I raised you, okay, and from your kindergarten years until you graduated from high school, I made a point to go and introduce myself to each and every teacher. I told them beyond the shadow of a doubt, if you have any problems out of Brittany, do not hesitate to contact me. You have my cell phone, my work number, the home number. If you have to send a courier pigeon, contact me, because I insist on hearing bad news immediately. And I used to tell you, these teachers do not get up and go to a job like I go to my job to pick on you. If they come to me and said, Brittany is disruptive, because you always had a problem with talking in class. Brittany is a social butterfly.
Talk.
Yeah, okay.
They did used to say that Brittany's a very social butterfly. She is a leader, and she just likes to talk.
No, they didn't say that.
Yes,
they
said I was a leader, and they said that no matter who I sat next to, whether if it was the nerd or the popular kid, that I talked to everybody.
Now that they said that, but they never said a leader. But at any rate,
whatever. She's a hater.
What they said. So, do we have a phone call? Oh, okay.
Who was
that? So I just did not, I'm not that kind of parent. I'm not that kind of parent that I just will jump on the bandwagon of everything that Brittany has done or said. You have to know if there's a rule. If there's a rule, and the rule is you're not to have your cell phone in class, and the teacher removes the cell phone from the student, as a parent, you are dead wrong. Bottom line, I don't care what anybody say, you are dead wrong to go and attack this woman. What kind of message are you sending to your children?
And 9 times out of 10, the kid was probably in the car sitting there watching the whole thing.
That's just ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. And
you wonder why you have kids who grow up and they become violent and everything else like that. But what do you think you're teaching your kids?
I am not making any excuses for you. And your teachers would call me and say, well, Brittany's being disruptive, and this, or they didn't say disruptive. They were saying you like to socialize. Mm-hmm. And I would deal with it. I would deal with it because as a parent, that's my job to deal with it. You're not there to be disruptive where she can't teach the lesson because you're talking. Mm-hmm. And you're getting the attention of another student, preventing them from learning. And so I dealt with that, and you didn't like it, but I didn't care. And I used to tell you.
But you ain't gonna beat up the teacher. That's ridiculous.
Absolutely.
And you threw a brick at the woman's face. She lost teeth for doing her job.
Wrong.
To me personally,
you're wrong.
That would probably stop me wanting to be a teacher, because I would have the attitude like, I ain't got time for this. It ain't my kids. You know what? Y'all can have them. It's not right to give up on the kids like that, but
that's just not me. I'm not. I would
that's
never.
Not my ministry.
I would never. I was just going to say that. I would never ever be a good teacher. Okay, because I know that you remember. I'm not going to tell the story, but you remember that little field trip that I went on. You were in the 5th grade. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, I do. So it's just that is just not okay whatsoever.
No, you're wrong.
Kids do wrong. and you need to discipline them.
Absolutely.
Your kid is not an angel.
No.
And
you know
it
that.
is okay
And
for
you
you to
know it.
discipline them.
Exactly.
Especially if they're disrespecting someone else, another adult. That's just a complete
That's wrong.
no-no.
That's
And
just
you
wrong.
don't go beat up the teacher and throw a brick at her. That was just, I was appalled by
They
that.
need to be under the jail.
It was just
And it was a
horrible.
husband and a wife.
Yes, a
So-
husband and wife tag team.
And so at what point did common sense not kick in and say, you know what, we've taken
Then
this
they
too far.
followed the lady.
I mean, come on.
They followed the lady.
That's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. Just last Saturday, we were not here live. We were at the Standout Style Boutique. Miss Tamika Price, she had a event going on of how to get your business on TV. So afterwards, a couple of girls, we stayed back and we had a really nice group discussion. You hear us talk about CEO Chicks, we a network of women. Our fellow CEO chick, Naoki Hunt, she was there, and she has a business. She's the CEO of Exquisitely Flawed, Embrace Your Flaws, and Change Your World. I really love her brand and just what she's doing with these young girls. So Saturday is January 6th from 11 to 1. She's hosting a youth empowerment summit to reinforce the importance of having a girl code when going out with your friends. And so this is, and she said this was kind of inspired by the whole Kanika Martin situation. And a lot of times you hear about young girls going out and they're separating their friends. They let their one friend kind of just go out, or they'll go out of town. And, and so we talked about there after the event last week, we talked about the importance of a girl code,
right?
And what it means to have the girl code and how it's important to obtain that and not break it. And the girl code can stand for many things, relationships, all kind of stuff.
Anything. You and I, we were talking about that, and I was telling you that when you go out with your friends, understanding that whether it's your tone or your voice or look or something, because you may have seen something that they did not see, or vice versa,
or you just get a vibe or
exactly.
A feeling.
And if you say it's time to go, they need to know it's time to go. We'll talk about it when we get in the car, but it's time to go.
And to go, and you know what? We don't have to help close up the club.
No.
We don't have to be the last car out the parking lot.
No.
It's time to go. So many things pop off, especially being in the city of Chicago. It's nothing, unfortunately, now for something to pop off after a club, or the club ending early, and and something end up spilling off into the parking lot. That happens so many times, and it happens all over the country and everywhere else. And it's just really important for you, when you go out with your friends or acquaintances or whatever, understanding needs to be established that wherever we go, wherever one person goes, we all go. No one is going to the bathroom by themselves. Even if you're at a restaurant, no one needs to go to the bathroom by themselves.
It could
be just one, right? It could just be one other person that goes with you. Like, absolutely. Hey, I'll go with her. Y'all can kind of sit here. But it needs to be established, because a lot of times, you either have it one way where they just don't care, and the girl and one particular girl, she may be like, nah, I'm good. I'll be by myself. I'm good. Or then you have another girl who's jealous, and they'll just kind of let them be in a certain type of circumstance, knowing that they could potentially be in danger, and because they're jealous, they wouldn't say anything. And we have to get out of that. And that's not just for teenagers. That's not just for women in their 20s. That's for all women, because you have grown women that's in their 40s that go out of the country, this, that, and the other, and then someone comes up missing.
We have to get back to a sisterhood.
And there is no excuse whatsoever that someone is just kind of going off by themselves. If you're a real friend, there is no way, if you just this drunk and you should let your friend just this drunk and you letting her go off with some guy.
Yeah.
There is no excuse about that. She may be mad at you, cuss you out on y'all way to the car, but y'all both getting home safe.
Right.
That's the ultimate goal. Y'all go out, have fun, but we get home safe.
Together.
And
to piggyback off of that, you and I, we do that all the time. If we are always together, but when we go to restaurants or or whatever, we go to the restroom together. That's just the way it is, because you never know if some kind of freak or fool that's waiting in the restroom waiting for some unexpected woman to walk in. And that's happened to little children that somehow they've been molested or, whatever. And so, we have to get back to a sisterhood. And the most awesome thing about it is that sisterhood does not have a color. It's just a sisterhood, and we have to get back to that and support each other. And it just so happened, you and I, we were talking about that, and I'm like, you know what? When you went to the Bahamas, I said, not one of you are to go back to the hotel by yourself. You're not to go to the restroom. You don't go off with anybody. You don't meet up and hook up with anybody. No, everybody goes together. That's just the way it is.
No, and even we'll talk about girl code because it's such a wide variety of things that goes under that umbrella. Another thing, if you're going out with your friends and one of your friends, she got on this low cut top. Now, there's nothing wrong with showing a little cleavage, if that's what you like to do. But if she got this real low cut top on and you can't see it, you can see everything but her nipple and her butt is hanging out and everything else like that. Y'all are all a reflection of each other. And if she looking like she getting ready to stroll up and down 63rd Street, you need to tell her maybe you should change or something, because that's just not cool. All of that's a part of the girl code. That's all a part of that. That is not cool. You guys are a reflection of yourself. So if she over here looking like she's strolling up and down 63rd Street, just because you got a nice little top on, that don't mean that you don't look like y'all together. And it's just not cool. If your friend is wearing something that's not complimentary to her, if she's a little heavier and she got a too small of a top on, she ain't got to be heavy. If the top just don't fit, tell your friend, a real friend, you know what? I'm sorry, I don't want to hurt your feelings, but you can't go nowhere with me like that.
Yeah.
No, I mean, that's just being real. That's just being a real friend. And that's just not cool. Don't have your friend going out looking crazy. Me and my friends, we have this thing. No one is left off fleek. Everybody is leaving the house nice. The makeup going to be tight. If your eyebrow is looking like it's kind of washing away, tighten it up. We all are an image. We all are together in this. And I just do not believe in that. And girls, they will let their friends go out looking crazy. And you have other girls across the room talking about y'all like y'all look crazy.
Then the thing about it is you have to check your circle. You have to really be honest with yourself and check your circle. I personally just don't run with a whole lot of women. I just don't, because and I'm being very honest here, and I'm not just patting myself on the back. I am an encourager, and I am very generous. And unfortunately, that's not always, reciprocated to me. You know what I'm saying? So that. And so I just generally don't run with a whole lot of women. Women can be messy, but we need to get back to a sisterhood. We really do.
But I think
women can be very messy.
But I think even if y'all friends, and she may have something on that in her mirror, it looks like, it looks right on her. She thinks it does. But I still think that you, as your friend, you should be telling her that's just not cute on you, or it doesn't compliment you. Pick your words wisely. People can be sensitive. But you know what? She will appreciate you more telling her before y'all leave out the door, this is not acceptable, or you shouldn't wear this, that, and the other, versus you leave, versus y'all leave out and then she got people talking about it. That's a part of the girl code. Another thing, a part of the girl code in regards to relationships.
Please. That's a whole nother show.
Women, they have no problem with dating the same guy. These aren't my friends, but I've been in the same atmosphere of different women where they've like talked about them having sex with the same guy. Oh, girl, it was good. Like, what? That there is no way. I don't like sharing my food, and I definitely am not going to share another person with somebody else.
I'm not. No, women, we have so much work to do in terms of reaching this next generation and getting back to our sisterhood and raising our standards and our self-esteem, because like you said, women are so accepting of being called out of their name, being treated just any kind of way. And, if you have a friend that they are with someone and they are being abused and mistreated, you are supposed to encourage this young lady, your friend, to remove themselves by any means necessary out of this situation, this relationship. It's toxic.
Now, you know, a lot of times the friend don't ever listen,
Uh-huh.
but I
Oh,
get what
I
you're
know
saying.
that's
No,
right.
you
No,
still
sis,
would be, you know,
yes.
you wouldn't be a friend if you're not
Right.
saying, hold on, this not right. And
You
even
can do
even
better.
that
You can
falls
do better.
under the girl code, like you said. You
Absolutely.
know, it's just women, and there's a guy code. There are guys, like, you know, as a group of guys, certain rules, unwritten rules that you follow as being guys, and just like there's unwritten rules that women should follow, and that is for all ages. There is no cutoff or starting point of where that starts and
Right.
finishes. And I mean, you know, it's just something that it needs to be reinforced. And if you would like your child or young woman or whoever that you know to be involved in this summit, it says a teen summit, but she's I think it's geared towards people from as young as 14 to as old as 24. So it's a wide range of young girls that you know, they're pretty much trying to empower and letting them know, hey, this is what it's supposed to look like when you go out. This is what's acceptable, what's not acceptable. Go to Eventbrite and register for her event. Like I said, it's Saturday, January 6th from 11 to 1. Her name is Naoki Hunt. She is the CEO of Exquisitely Flawed. And she just has an awesome organization, an awesome brand that she represents. And she is truly passionate about, you know, what she is doing. And so I told
Hmm.
her she needs to write a book, because something like this should be put in a book
Yeah.
instead
Yeah.
of giving a book about Steve Harvey and how to catch a man.
Huh.
Tell them how to, you know, act and how appropriate it is to be around amongst other women. That is what's important. That goes so far, so much further than trying to how to get a man.
You know, you and I
You
have
ain't gonna get a man if you out there looking crazy.
talked about perhaps next year, and we maybe will revisit this. Uh, of having a roundtable discussion.
Yes.
And so there's so many things that need to be talked about, and we need to reach this next generation of young ladies. And so, maybe that's something that we can definitely do next year, 2018, put on our agenda, because we need to, have a roundtable discussion with different generations like you and I, and just talk about some things, and just learn from each other, and maybe we can, be successful in that. So yeah, look out for that.
Absolutely. So as we wrap up, next week we will be here live again from 12 to no,
11.
from
You don't even
11
know what
to
time you go on the radio.
11 to 12
Yeah.
with Randy Schnack. He's the president and CEO of Schnack Financial Group. So if you are interested in anything that regards to finances, or just looking for assistance on how to better your business, this is something that you definitely want to tune in. He's very nice, and he's funny, actually.
Yeah, he is
He's
funny.
very funny and down to earth. So I'm
Mhm.
looking forward to our show next week. And please don't forget, go to Eventbrite and sign up for a Small Business Saturday Day Party. Again, it's going to be at the Standout Style Boutique, 3353 South Morgan. It starts at 12, and it's going to be all female vendors. All female vendors. I think this is awesome. Please
Yeah.
go out and support the women within our communities, not just Black women, just women.
Right.
And
And also go to www.justmemagazine.com and check out our latest article that will come out on Tuesday. Alice
November
Boswell,
7th.
she's the owner and editor in chief of this magazine, and she's doing an awesome job with that. And we love writing for her.
Yes, yes, yes. And last but not least, make sure you follow all of our social medias.
Yes.
Elegant Behavior on Instagram and Facebook, and also Let's Talk Woman to Woman Radio and Zuri Body Essentials. Follow us on all social medias. Give us feedback on our show. If you'd like to be on our show, please reach out to us. We have all kind of advertising packages if you would like to advertise your business. And just stay safe. And we are almost done with this year. So finish strong.
Finish strong.
Finish strong. Finish strong. We are into November, and we only have December left to go. So finish strong. 2018 is literally right around
It
the
is.
block. It is right around the corner. So finish strong. And thank you so much for tuning in
Yes.
to everybody.
Thank
Remember,
you so much.
follow the Girl Code, ladies, and have a wonderful
Yes.
Saturday. Thank you for tuning
Be
in to Let's
safe,
Talk
everyone.
Woman
Have
to
a great
Woman
weekend.
on intellectualradio.com.
Bye-bye.